Welcome to Gentle Healing Yoga. Hi, please join me today as we continue to bring healing energy to the pelvic floor, the pelvic bowl, our 6 diaphragms, to bring peace into the lower back, healing into the lower back, the hips, the sciatic nerve, sacrum, sacroiliac. So we always begin our practice by rooting down, connecting to the earth, and then we rise up. Just allow that Kundalini energy to move up the spine. Feel it passing through the sacred waters of your sacral chakra, basking in the fire of your solar plexus chakra, breathing in the vital breath of the heart. Let's absorb the ethereal voice at the throat chakra. Pour through any disillusion in your third eye. And lastly, spilling up and out of the crown chakra like a fountain into the cosmos, and feel it flowing and falling and blessing you in your aura, your space. So today's mudra is Pranidhana mudra. So start out by bringing your ring finger and your middle finger in and anchor it with your thumb. And then take your index finger and your pinky finger and bring them together. And bring the rest of the fingers close, but without touching. And then let this mudra rest in your lap. And you'll notice, well, some of you may notice, that the energy just relaxes your lower back. It relieves stiffness. And I want to read a little bit more about this mudra. So there's an affirmation that comes with it. Letting go the need to control allows my life to effortlessly flow. And each time you see it, you'll feel the stiffness, the tension release out of your back and your hips. So let's repeat it again. Letting go of the need to control allows my life to effortlessly flow. One more time. Letting go of the need to control allows my life to effortlessly flow. So Pranidhana mudra directs the breath and the energy into the base of the body to allow the breath and lengthen the exhalation. It instills a sense of letting go within the mind, emotions, and attachments. Can also help with the release of tensions in the physical body and promote elimination. Can reduce stress and lower blood pressure. A deep calm and letting go. So let's release our mudra. Let's move into somatic supigrin. Hang on to your legs or your knees. And your chin into the hollow of your throat. And remember, if you need support, a blanket under the edge of your butt. Chin's into the hollow of your throat. Legs crossed or legs extended. Just allow all of the thoughts to pour out of your head into the earth. And then inhale the head up slowly. In small circles with your shoulders. As we embrace the somatic supigrin, what do you practice? What do you practice every day? Do you practice joy? Inhale, shrug up. Do you practice peace? Do you practice happiness? Exhale, raise your arms and raise your energy. Or do you practice complaining? Whatever you practice, you'll find you get very good at it. If you practice complaining every day, you'll get very good at it. You'll get so good as we reverse our hand circles. You'll find fault in everything. From the wrist, keep it going. Even so good at it that a layman cannot see it. you practice anger. If you practice anger daily, you'll get very good at that also. Even the most trivial thing will make you angry. So what do you practice? Do you practice worry? You'll get very good at that too. Inhale your rib cage up off your waist, folks. You'll find yourself worrying about even the simplest things in life. May I suggest that you practice joy, peace, and happiness daily. Let's reverse those rib cage circles. And let's roll around on those sit bones. If you've got a blanket or some type of pillow underneath your sit bones, remove it here. And then we'll corkscrew, we'll spiral to neutral. And then rock it back and forth. How are you all doing today? How are you really doing? Your thoughts, your feelings. So learn how to connect with them and then let them go. Let's anchor your sit bones, arching and rounding your back. So gentle healing yoga, it's a means to correct any imbalances in your body and focuses on pelvic liberation. So today, let's soften up right here, and I want to talk to you about the tongue. So they say the tailbone and the tongue have a powerful connection. So if you have lower back issues, you might have an issue with your jaw or your neck. TMJ can stem from pelvic bowl issues. If you've got TMJ first, you might have pelvic bowl issues, and it can be vice versa. So I want you to try this exercise with me. So take your tongue and push it to the roof of your mouth. Not the tip, the center of it. And then take your tongue and push the tip of your tongue into the back side of the bottom teeth. And then take your tongue and stick it out. Down towards your chin. Try to put the tip of your tongue to the chin. And some of you can. And close. And then take the tip of your tongue and push it towards the tip of your nose. And then over to the right side. Way out. Over to the left side. So you're actually working on opening up the pelvic floor, the pelvic bowl, the groin. And then take your tongue. It's the only muscle that is connected to a floating bone. So relax your tongue. And see if you can widen it without force. Let it get so soft that it feels like it's moving towards your cheeks. And notice what happens to your low back, that pelvic bowl. It begins to relax, the tension melts away. So yeah, there is a connection, a huge connection. Let's do a safe twist. Off to the right, inhale, push tall first. And then exhale, twist and turn. Let's change sides. Inhale, push tall. Exhale, twist and turn. And then two hands behind us. Inhale your heart up. Maybe that head back. And then heads up. Let's push our knees, our legs down towards the earth. Soften your tongue. Feel tension in your low back melt away. Remember our discussion on diaphragms? Got one at the tailbone. Got one at the tongue. back of the throat. They're all connected, each diaphragm. So you got one at the tailbone, you got one right underneath your navel, you've got one underneath your rib cage. You've got one in the diaphragmatic area right here. You got one back of the throat. It's the one we're working with now. You got one at the third eye. You got one at the top of the head. So inhale one more time, and if you can, pick up your sit bones. Remember, we do what we can and we leave the rest. And then exhale, let's come down slow. And we're kicking up that left foot and carrying on. So let's make circles with this heel. Yep, so we're working with those 6 diaphragms. Return it. And if you can see how they're all constructed, they're all like trampolines. Let's take this leg and pull it straight. Some of our trampolines are tighter than the other. Bring this leg in closer. Some of us are too loose, and that's what we're doing. We're bringing balance to the pelvic floor, to that one. Because if you think about it, they all stack up on top of it. And if your pelvic bowl's not functioning correct, that diaphragm, let's rock our baby. Then all of the organs that sit on top of it are going to be problematic, from your spine to the sacrum, to the urinary tract, to your endocrines. So let's take this foot and turn it up. So take your thumbs and make little circles in the roots of your toes. So yeah, through our feet we can heal our body. And if you're unsure of the connections, Google foot reflexology. And if you've got a tender spot in your foot, as we work our way to our heel, you'll know that that's the way that your body's trying to tell you to pay attention to that organ, that bone, that joint. When you get to the heel, take your thumb or a couple of knuckles and make little circles all around the edge of your heel. And then today, let's weave our fingers in between those toes. So yeah, we're creating space in between our digits. More space between your toes, more healing throughout your whole body. And a careful extraction. Let's tuck her in and kick up that right foot. Solar, masculine side. Circles with his heel. And then let's return it. And we'll take this leg and pull it straight or climb it up. Or maybe you can't climb up and holding the back of the leg is good. So bring it in a little closer. And if you can come up higher, please do so. Because we want to feel this in the hamstring. From the back of the knee to your sit bone. Let's make circles with our foot. So the diaphragm that we're working on today is it's connected to your pubic bone, the tailbone, and your 2 sit bones, so 4 points. So if you think of a rubber band going from right to left, sit bones, and from your tailbone to your pubic bone. So this is the one we're focusing on today. Let's rock our baby. So when you bring healing to that diaphragm, those muscles, you'll find that everything in your core works better. Let's turn the bottom of the foot up and alternating thumbs into the roots of our toes. Lots of pressure. So pelvic liberation is what I call it, into the pads beneath those roots. And Leslie Howard, I believe she's out of New York City. She's one of the top yoga instructors in the US of A. And she has a lot of she's got a great book on pelvic liberation. She's got a lot of videos, a lot of classes, that you can take. Let's work the perimeter of the heel. A lot of pressure. And then dead center of your heel. Let's weave our fingers in between our toes and go down as far as you can. And it's a gentle wiggle. a careful extraction. And then we'll take those two warmed up feet and put them together in the front and pull them in close. Or excuse me, push them out. Sorry about that, folks. That might be hard on many of your knees. So with your feet farther away from your body, it makes this more doable. But let's inhale and breathe into the belly. And then exhale, we're going to lean forward with a heavy head so we're not straining our neck. And we all have a different expression of this pose. And then let's back it up. So back to that first diaphragmatic muscle. The soles of the feet, push them out there. 2 hands behind your back. And the first one we're going to do to work that first diaphragm, liberate the pelvic floor, the pelvic bowl, is take that left knee and push it to the right side. We're going to go to our limit and try to make sure that the heels and your tailbone and your head are in a straight line, and keep your heels connected. And then pick up that top knee. Let's push it down again. Open it up one more time. And then push it down. Now let's open up our legs like a book. And we'll take that right knee, heels, sit bone, head in a straight line. Push that right knee over to the left side. Go to your limit. You're going to feel this in your low back. As long as it's not painful, you're good. And then open up. Let's push it down again. Perhaps one side works better than the other. So open it up. Last one. Push that top knee down. And let's open up and go into wide angle, Upavista Konasana. So our legs out to the side, our knees and toes are pointing up. Hands on the earth in front of you, and push that rib cage off your waist. And let's walk, slide our hands, our arms forward. And we go to our limit, and we're all different. And we let the head get heavy. And we breathe in and out of our nose. So we inhale peace, and we exhale stress. We inhale positive and we exhale negative. And we pick and choose our sankalpa, our intention for today's class. Visualize it coming into fruition. Breathe it in and breathe it out. And then let's back it up. Let's swing these legs to your left. Bounce, shake things out. Let's do a little bit of hip walking up and down your yoga mat. Supported is easier. Unsupported, a little bit more challenging. We're all different. Our movement definitely burns more fat and calories, but listen to your body. Let's come to neutral somewhere and tilt. So that left hand down or the hand closer to me, put it down. Pick up that hand farther away from me and reach up high. Lift up that sit bone. Gaze up towards that thumb. And then exhale, let's put our sit bones down and change sides. So rock it up. The hand, the hip closer to me. Gaze up towards that thumb. And then we're going to put 2 hands on the floor towards me, and we're going to do some side planks. Let's shoot for 5. So bend your elbows and lift up that top leg and lower your head. So let's do 5 of these. 1. We need to strengthen the upper body. 2. As well as stretch. 3. Yoga does it all. 4. Last one, can you lower and hold it? Bend your elbows, pick up that top leg, and if you need a break, put your chest down towards the earth. And then let's rise up and change sides. So try one first. So bending and straightening. That's the test one. Let's shoot for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Can you lower and hold it? And then let's rise up. So 2 hands behind. Let's bend our knees and plant our feet shoulder hip width apart. Palms or knuckles. See if you can do a moving table. So lifting up sit bones. If you got them up, squeeze them closer together. If you can, tilt that head back. And then slowly lower. One vertebrae at a time. We're going to go right into core work. Toning your abs. Strengthening muscles that are too weak. See if you can lift up one foot, maybe the other, and see if you can stretch out those arms. And maybe you need to hang on. Back of those legs. Straighten the spine and push your heart up towards the sky. This is more intense. This is easy, but still challenging. Everybody, drop your feet. Wrap your arms around your legs and bring them in close. Heads up, hearts up. Really lengthen that spine. And then we're going to round our backs and rock and roll back and forth. So once your muscles, your bones are loosened up, warmed up, somatics would be good, joint fraying, you might be able to push a vertebrae and that's out. So here we go all the way up, and let's roll it over onto all fours. So place your hands right under your shoulders, your knees right under your hips, and we love cat flow. So it's rounding and arching of the back. And we always want to start out easy and take those shins and press them down towards the earth. Let's try one more. And then soften up, come to neutral, and let's tail wag. Rock those hips side to side. And maybe add your head and your shoulders. And then let's put cat flow and tail wag together. There's no right or wrong. It's just your movement. It's your flow. It's the way your body wants to go. Return it. It's your rhythm. It's your song. And then let's move our knees close together. We're going to try sunbird. Let's go back to the core. Kick back that leg closest to me and the hand farthest away. Stretch it out. Gaze off your fingertips. And then lower both. And now the leg farther away from me and the hand closer to me. Stretch them out. Hold it. And then let go. We do not hold poses long in here. So put your knees right under your hips. Widen them up a little bit. So down dog is next. And if down dog's not your favorite, we'll meet you in mountain pose shortly. So those of you in down dog, pick up the knees, push your heels down and let the head get heavy. And let's poke those heels. It's called walking the dog. And then pause. Bend both knees simultaneously. Lower the knees. It strengthens the knees. And then push your heels down and walk your hands in towards your feet. When y'all get to your limit, can't get any closer, bend your knees radically and ragdoll up, halfway up. We're going to do some Kapalabhati breathing. So your knees are bent, your tailbone's backing up, your heart's pouring through your shoulders, And I want you all to inhale and round your back like we did in cat flow. And then inhale, and as you exhale, you want to sniff. Use the diaphragmatic muscle. Got it? Okay, so feet, shoulder, hip width. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, round your back and sniff. Try to sniff 30 times. In and out of your nose. Kapalabhati breathing, skull cleansing. It helps with congestion, mucus in the head from pollen, mold spores. One more breath. Let's do it again. Inhale, arch your back, lift up your head, curl your tailbone, your root chakra up. And then round your back and sniff again. Great to do right after your neti pot. You might find yourself needing a Kleenex shortly. It gets all the congestion, the mucus out of your head. And then we're going to rise all the way up. So that's Kapalabhati breathing. People that have sinus congestion, chronic sinus drip, it helps with all of that. So let's rise up. Let's put our two hands behind us and complement those forward bends with a back bend. Bend your knees. Push your hips towards me. Bring your elbows closer together. And then see if you can lift up your heart and maybe tilt that head back. And then heads up. Complement a back bend with a forward bend. Bend the knees and let's ragdoll down. Heads get heavy. And then go to your limit and let's rise back up slowly. So what do you practice every day? Do you practice complaining? Let's come up and bring up the sun. Do you practice gratitude? We're going to do cross-legged crescent moon. So put that right leg over the left, right foot over the left. Squeeze your knees and your thighs together. Now lower that left arm. Left hand reaches to the right, right hand reaches to the left. Squeeze your knees, squeeze your thighs. And then let's come upright. Let's change our leg cross. Left or the right. Right hand comes down, right hand reaches left. Left hand reaches right. Squeeze your knees and your thighs. You got it. We're working on that first diaphragmatic muscle. Root chakra. Tailbone area. Let's uncross. Let's bring up the sun. So let's go back to Pranidhana Mudra. So we're going to anchor the middle of the ring finger with our thumbs and connect your pinkies and your index fingers together and bring your hands a little closer together, but don't let them all connect. Just let that hang right around your root chakra, that first diaphragmatic muscle. Pranidhana Mudra. And the affirmation again is letting go of things, letting go of the need to control things in my life. Breathing. Repeat it again quietly. Can you feel your low back relaxing? Yeah. These mudras, these affirmations really work. One more breath with this mudra. And let's step our feet apart, knees and toes, same direction. Let's inhale our hands out to the side. So working back with that pelvic liberation. We're going to work in Warrior 2 today, so turn your right foot to the right. And bend the right knee over the right heel. Now notice your sit bones. One is forward and one is backwards. One is back more. See if you can square them up. See if you can push that sit bone that's back too far more forward. You got it. Pelvic liberation. If this is too easy, your feet are too close together. Too hard, shorten up the distance, but let's tilt. So your right hand comes down and your left hand comes up. And we're going to pause right here. So make sure your sit bones are equal. Take your gaze up towards that left thumb. Or not, maybe you're feeling a little wiggly wobbly. And let's come back upright. So your left hand down and the right hand comes up. Square off, line up those sit bones. And gaze up towards that right thumb. Nice, guys, lower. Your right arm, and we're going to come to neutral or Sushumna. So ground your feet and squeeze your sit bones closer. So most of us have an area of muscles, connective tissue fascia that's too loose. So we tighten that up and we loosen up what's too tight unnecessarily. Soften up. Let's find warrior two on the left side. Turn your left foot left. Bend that left knee over that left heel and float those arms halfway up. And you've got one sit bone that's more forward and one sit bone that's back farther. See if you can get them in a straight line. Arms out. Breathing, squeezing sit bones closer, we tilt. So your left hand comes down. Right hand comes up. Maybe you can take your gaze up towards that right thumb. What are your sit bones doing? Are they coming out of alignment? And let's come back up to neutral or Sushumna. One more. Reverse your warrior. So right hand down, left hand up. Gaze up towards that left thumb and squeeze your sit bones closer together. And then we're softening up. We're coming back to neutral or Sushumna. Right center. And arms are out. Gently rock those hips side to side. Ooh la la! And we're going to drop our hands down our legs. Bend those knees. So now work on areas that are too tight. Let your sit bones get heavier. Drop your butts down and let your shoulders get really close to your ears. Can you feel that low back lumbar section lengthening, opening up, taking the pressure off vertebrae, discs, nerves. So let's come up a little bit and take your left shoulder and twist it to the right. Push your knees farther apart. And breathe here. See if you can relax your tongue. Can you feel it widening up inside your mouth? You got it. And let's come to neutral or Sushumna. Change shoulders. Take your right shoulder and twist it to the left. Widen up those knees. And then work on your tongue, that diaphragm. That muscle that's connected to a bone in the back of your mouth that floats. Yep, it really works. Let's come back to neutral. Drop your left arm down, heads are heavy. Into that upper body, let's stir. And then reverse that. Change hands, change sides. Drop your right hand down, heads are heavy and we're stirring. And then let's reverse that. Let's come all the way up. So feet in closer and let's go right into elephant pose. Woo! How do we get grounded? We do elephant pose. What happens when we're not grounded? We become anxious, out of sorts. Can't think straight, can't make decisions. You're all over the place, a little bit slower. Basically, you have no connection to the grounding earth. That's what it's all about. We need to get grounded. And then let's make a Celtic weave, a figure eight, another way to get grounded. Also, gazing gently at the tip of your nose. Let's reverse our figure eight. Unwind. Bend your knees, pick up those heels. It's a yoga dance. And a little lower, a little slower, and then onto our hands. Clasp, and that figure eight on its side again. Slower. I'm reminding myself too. And then reverse. Unwind. Go the other way. And then let's Shakti shake. Shake out your hands. Shake out your legs. Shake out whatever feels tense or tight. And let's do a little bit of balance work. Let's do tree pose before we go down. So feet, shoulder hip width. The easiest way to do tree pose is with your right toes on the earth and your right heel propped up on your left ankle. We're going to bring up the sun. Let's put our hands together, and if you want, you can do our mudra, pinkies and thumbs over your head. Connect them. Or I should say pinkies and index fingers. Your thumbs are anchoring your middle, your ring finger. And some of you are better at balance, and you can pick up that right foot. Balance in the many facets in our lives, not just physically. And then let go. Let's step out of it and Shakti shake. Shake out those legs. Shake out your arms, whatever got tense or tight. And let's try it on the other side. So take your left foot and bring it in toward your right heel. And if you can go up higher, great. And then bring your hands up above your head. You can either put your palms together or you can find our mudra. So anchor your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinkies and your index finger come together. You'll feel that pelvic bowl relaxing as you work on balance in life. And we learn how not to stress the small stuff. And let it go. Let's Shakti shake one more time. Shake out your legs. Shake out your arms. Whatever feels tense or tight. And then let's go down to all fours. So back on our mats with our knees under our hips and our hands under our shoulders. And we're going to bring our knees close together. And I'd like to invite you all to kick up that right leg, cross it over your left leg, and then elbow down. We're going to stack one fist on top of the other and rest your third eyes. So go back to your tongue. Notice how it's tight, it's poised, it's ready for speech. See if you can relax your tongue and let it widen up in your mouth. Feel the jaw relax. Do you have TMJ? Are you grinding your teeth? This asana, this little exercise helps. Notice how it relaxes your low back. And we're going to take this pose right into seal. So you want to, if you can, elbow walk forward without stacking your fists. Shift your way forward and then maybe even lower those hips. So we go to our limit and we pause. We all have a different expression of these poses. And then let's back up. Let's back her up. Let's go back to closed-legged, closed knees underneath your hips, your hands under your shoulders. And we're going to kick back that left leg this time. Let's cross it over the right and elbow down, stack fists. Rest your third eye on your stacked fist. So releasing things that are too tight and strengthening the things that are too loose. Diaphragms, pelvic floor, pelvic bowl, pelvic liberation. And then heads up, and we're going to walk our elbows forward and not stack our fists. Let's shift that way forward if you're able to keep your legs crossed. If not, uncross them. So wonderful for low back issues. And even if you've got a disc that's injured, pinched, ruptured, we can fix these things. We can help alleviate a lot of our pain through our yoga practice. Let's get out of here. Let's back it up. Let's uncross. And we're going to belly down and go into Sphinx pose. So take your elbows right under your shoulders, spread your fingers, and then spread your toes. And relax the tongue in your mouth. See if you can make it wider and notice what's going on in your low back. It's relaxing too. Today we're going to do extended cobra. So you want to come down, place your hands outside your shoulders, shins on the floor, and take your right arm and stretch it out at 3 o'clock. We're going to push up that left shoulder and look to the left. Ground your hips. Don't let your hips come up. You're going to feel this in the front of the body, the chest, the breast area, the low back. And then change sides. The neck. Send your left arm out there at 9 o'clock. Put your right hand outside your right shoulder, shins on the earth. And we'll repeat it. Push up the right, push down the left shoulder and look to the right. Ground those hips. Push those hips down into the earth and breathe over here. And then retract your left hand. We're going to put our hands by our sides. Shins on the earth, palms put them down. We're going to go into grasshopper today. So see if you can lift up your face, and how does this feel on your low back? See if you can pick up your feet. If this is painful, you're too far. And then lower your feet in your face. We're going to try it the other way. Pick up that right foot only. Put it down and see if you can lift up the left foot. And both feet down. Take your fingers and place them in the middle of your butt. So we're looking for clues at the scene of the crime. I want you to distinguish what's too tight and what's too loose. So chins on the floor. Pick up your right leg. Keep it straight and see if your glute muscles are engaging. If not, your hamstrings are too tight. And then lower that right leg and do it again, left side. Lift up that left leg. Keep it straight. Is one side stronger than the other? Probably. We're one side of the body creatures. My right side's stronger. My left side's weaker. Left glute muscle right glute muscle is tighter than the left. So now I know I need to strengthen the left side a little bit. And that's where we're going next. But before we go there, let's stack hands under our faces. Let's bend at our knees and do some cross kicking. Weave your feet in and out. So that helps you determine what's going on in your low back. Are your glutes too tight? Are your hamstrings too tight? Most of us, we have our hamstrings that are too tight. So let's drop those feet down and roll it over onto our backs. So how do we balance that? Bend your knees, plant your feet, and first we'll transition. Soften or close your eyes. Relax your tongue. See if you can get it to widen in your mouth. Notice your jaw relax, and notice your low back, your tailbone, your hips relax. So first thing, we're going to push the small of our back into the earth. And what happens is your pubic bone, your root chakra, will curl up towards your face. Exhale, push all the air out of your lungs. And then arch your back. The small of your back lifts up. Your navel lifts up higher. Inhale. And then exhale, flatten the small of the back and curl your pubic bone, your root chakra, towards your face. One more time. Inhale, arch your back. Small of the back lifts up. Navel pushes up higher. And then exhale, flatten the small of your back. Curl your pubic bone, your tailbone, towards your face. And we're going to soften up. Let's kick up that right leg first. And see if you can straighten that left leg. And your elbows, bend them, and your hands, your fingers are open. So I want you all to lift up that right leg. And then relax it. Push your right foot up towards the sky. Do it again. Push the foot up. And see, is the left buttocks engaging? You want to tighten up the left buttocks. You don't want to use your elbows. They're just stabilizing you. And then relax. What side needed more strengthening? Do you remember? Do it again. Push that right foot up higher and tighten up that left buttocks, the glute. Pelvic liberation. Relax. Let's do it again. Push that right foot up higher. Tighten the left glute. And we're supposed to be relaxing our hands. And then relax. Let's change legs. Bend the right leg and put the right foot down and kick up that straight left leg. And then see if you can straighten that right leg. It works better if you can. If not, keep the right leg bent. Our elbows are bent, our fingers are spread. Now here we go. Push that left foot up. What are you engaging? Is the right glute, the right side buttocks tightening up? If not, make it tight. And then relax. Do it again. Don't push down with your elbows. Push up left foot and use the energy in that right glute. And then relax. Do it again. Left foot, push it up. Tighten up that right buttocks, that right glute. And then let go. One more time, I think. That'll make us even. Push up that left foot. Tense up that right buttocks. And then let's bend that left leg at the knee and bend the right leg at the knee and widen up those knees. Stretch your arms out to the side. Feet wide apart. Push your knees towards me. Pull your chin into the hollow of your throat. Breathing in and out of your nose. Now notice your tongue's really tight. See if you can relax that tongue and let it widen up. And then be mindful of your tongue during the course of your day, because if your tongue is tensed and poised for speech all day long, your low back, your pelvic bowl is tightening up too. Let's relax and float those knees up. And now push your knees towards me, down towards the earth, and retract your chin into the hollow of your throat. And then check in on your tongue. Is it tensed up, tightened up? Till it's relaxed. And relax your jaw and float those knees up. We're going to walk our feet in until they're shoulder hip width apart. And bring your arms down by your sides and lift up those hips into bridge pose. Time to complement the work we've been doing. And then lower the hips. And if you want to work on allergies and sensitivities to environmental toxins, you can use the arms. So it becomes helpful for environmental allergy problems. So hips up, squeeze your sit bones close, and then hips down, and we're going to lift our hands up above our heads. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, arms down and hips up. For allergies, sensitivities, inhale, hips down, hands above your head. Exhale, arms down by your sides and your hips are coming up. One more time today. Inhale, hips down. Hands rising up and place them above your head. Shoulder permitting. And then last one, keep your hips down. Bring your knees into your cupped hands, and we're going to do some gentle pumping in and out. And then let's make small circles with our knees. Return it. Unwind. Go the other way. And today we pry our knees apart. And relax your tongue one more time. Relax your jaw. Relax the wings of your nose, the back doors of your eyes, your inner ear canal. Notice how much more things do relax. And let's close up our legs. Let's drop our feet down. Push your legs straight and stretch your hands above your head. Time to release our core. Inhale, get taller. And then exhale, soften up all over and bring your arms down by your sides. So we finished the asana part. Let's make circles with our feet. Circles with our hands. Roll your head around your shoulders. And then return it. Good time to find a prop or two. Maybe you want to put a layer back on. Whatever you need to do, become more comfortable as we rest on our back. And I don't know when you're tuning into this video, but August 11th, 12th, and 13th, the Perseids meteor shower is going to peak. And the meteor shower, it often brings profound change into our life. So we're going to do a meteor shower meditation today. So I want you all to be comfortable. Find your breath and breathe. Soften or close your eyes. So bring your awareness down to your feet. Let them fall right or left, up or down. Your legs. Your hips. Your hands. Your arms. Tilt your chin up ever so gently. Let your cheekbones, your forehead crumble. Any remaining thoughts fluttering out of your head like butterflies. And in your mind's eye, see the Perseids constellation. Visualize a nighttime sky and notice a blinking star in the center. It's Medusa's eye showing us change or a challenge in our lives, and meteor showers often bring drastic change in our lives. Allow the mystical light to enter the inner landscape of your soul. Even if your life has been embroiled in confusion, chaos, or turmoil, just allow the light from the Perseids to illuminate your path, leading you to a new direction when you need it the most. Or allow the intermittent light to be inspired to find a new, innovative solution to a troubling problem. The radiant light weaving together the alchemical marriage of masculine and feminine, light and darkness, heaviness and a lightness, gentleness and violence that now covers our planet with light, illuminating our souls with a breath of fresh air. This new ambiance brings possibilities for magical transformation in many areas of your life. And anywhere around August 11th, 12th, and 13th, when you look up into the nighttime sky, and even so now, ask your soul, are there any changes you would like to see happen that would make your life happier? So breathe in the question and exhale the answer. Make a wish. Make a wish. Make a wish. And let go of the need to control. And allow your life to effortlessly flow. The affirmation, the mantra connected to Pranidhana Mudra. Letting go of the need to control allows my life to effortlessly flow. Feel it in your low back, friends. Relax the tongue, let it widen up in your mouth. And let go. Awaken. Awaken to the sound of the Koshi bell. So this sound vibrates in our sacral chakra, its pelvic bowl. Feels the pelvic bowl, pelvic liberation. Let's bend our knees and plant our feet. Break Savasana slowly. Gently rock your head side to side. And then effortlessly roll your head towards me, and if it's a good side, continue to roll it over. Be mindful of your head, neck, and shoulder. Just allow those recycled thoughts to return to you, feeling so much lighter. Feel the breath moving easy in and out of your nose. So we always root down before we rise up. If you think you're ready, if you think you need more time, stay here longer. If you're ready, heads up and use two hands so you stay balanced. Coming back to the place that we started, full circle, with your legs either crossed or extended or a little bit of both. But be balanced. And pull your spines right out of your sit bones. Your arms rolling, flowing into your lap like a waterfall or a fountain. And what do you practice? Let's go back to that. Let's practice love. Let's practice gratitude and get really good at it. Speaking of gratitude, let's put the sides of our hands together and visualize something that you're grateful for. Turn it into a star seed of light. Plant it in your hands, your gratitude gardens. And with your eyes soft or closed, visualize your hands, your arms, your body illuminating with this gratitude. And remember to relax your tongue. Let's close up our gratitude gardens and bring it right into our heart shine. Let's chant Om to end our practice. Raise your vibration with chants. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for joining me.